Yes, we're back on 67 Hail Hail. I'm Hamish Carton. John Reid is here. David Walton's here. But will the quadruple treble be here?
Ooh, a segue, sensational.
We're talking about it now.
We're doing it. We can finally. We've gone from whispers to what do they call it? Normal room level.
Ryan Christie said no long ago
the normal room level conversation.
Ryan Christie said after the League Cup final that they were banned for talking about it.
That's fine.
So I wonder if that's still the case now.
I don't know. I mean, if you're in the changing room, I think I maybe said this at the time. I think
the players will probably talk about it, but I don't think Lennon will be talking about it.
He won't talk about it in the media.
I don't think he'll talk about it at all yet. I think he'll wait.
I mean, it's interesting.
Whatever they've done the last 3 years, it's worked for them. So keep doing.
Who was the manager again that won the first two? That great manager, Brendan Rodgers, who you can see in another video we talked about.
He's still talking. Right, what questions have I got for you?
Aye, on you go.
So we beat St Johnstone.
Right.
We're then back at Hampden, where we've had so much success. You know, no one can touch us at Hampden. We're 2 wins away from another Scottish Cup triumph. We've already spoken earlier on in the week about how we three think the league's pretty much over. So we're 2 games. If beat St Johnstone this weekend, 2 games away for another treble.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds easier than it is.
Is it more likely than not? I'd say it is.
I would say yes, although you can never tell because it's the cup, etc., etc. And I mean, some games you think we're going to win easy. We haven't. I mean, I doubt MD4 would struggle that much against Hearts in the final last year. I think we're only playing great, but come on, it was
teams
Hearts.
Maybe have the ability to get a draw against Celtic. Can they actually go out and beat them?
I
That's another question.
No team in the Cups has even got a draw in the last 3 seasons.
Exactly, aye. That's a stunning record, by the way.
Dunfermline did extra time.
That was extra time, aye.
That's a good point. Sorry, I stand corrected.
But all right then, 1 game. I mean, it's absolutely a stunning record. That I mean, I should be getting sung a bit more loudly. To be honest, it's incredible. You're quite right to talk about quadruple treble now. Why should we act as though that's some sort of impossibility? I mean, this Celtic team are good enough to do it. Only question mark I have is whether we can put in a much better performance should we draw Rangers at Hampden again. And I know some people will want to brush off and say, okay, but look at them. Listen, we were shocking in that Betfred Cup final. And I think a much improved performance if we draw Rangers is required.
I think we are better now.
I would hope so, John. I think so as well.
I do think they're worse as well.
So whether that plays into it, hopefully it does. I just think when that tie, if they manage to get through, hopefully we will. You know, I think there's questions to be answered there still, John.
The St Johnstone game could end up being like the hardest of the 3, weirdly, I think.
I mean, I wouldn't. I've got a few stats about St Johnstone here.
But after the European game, that will have an effect. I mean,
St Johnstone have lost 2 games in 30 against us. They've won 2 games out of 30 against us.
Well, I know. I mean, it's just because of the circumstances of the timing. I mean, we've got...
No scored in the last 7.
I know, but I'm just saying, don't expect it to be like this. We'll go and win 5-0.
Stevie May hat-trick.
No, but I mean, I think it could be the hardest because it is against, after Europe, we've got bogey team Livingston away in the Wednesday. I mean, I don't think it'll be easy. And they actually played, I know Rangers were pretty crappy against them, especially in defence. But I mean, they did no bad, although Ralston won't be playing, so that's probably one of the better players, maybe.
Well, did you see him against Rangers? I'd say that's
he didn't
pretty good news for St Johnstone.
Aye.
No, I think it actually might be a hard game, but you still expect
if this is the hardest of the 3, then we can wrap up the quadruple treble.
Just because of
the timing.
Who and what can stop us?
Who and what?
What team or
referees?
Well, that's a valid point.
I mean,
that's what you were meaning there.
Well, that's why I asked the question.
The referees, you hope this Celtic team be good enough to.
Well, they have been so
win,
far.
Without that sort of
interference. Some like an early red card.
But then that's the kind of thing that happens in cup ties. So we've somehow managed to avoid all of that in all our rounds. That's the biggest compliment I would give this team, and I don't know if it's luck or what, but see when you think back to previous managers, Ronnie Dyler, everything that could go wrong for him at Hampden went wrong. You know, dodgy penalties, handball penalties that should have been given, not given, red cards, all of that.
Getting away a red card for getting a girl sent off for your own corner kick.
Aye, stuff like that. But exactly. But this current team, pretty much
not just
every
luck,
big game,
it's better than luck.
Aye, pretty much every big game they play, it's calm. They know what they're doing, and even if they have a setback, you know, going 1-0 down to Hearts, going 1-0 down to Aberdeen in 2017, both in Scottish Cup finals, let me add. Rangers getting a penalty in December at Hampden, they always seem to overcome it.
Yeah, I think this Celtic team, or the club over the last 3 years, 3.5 years, they've had absolutely no room for cup romance stories. They've just absolutely wiped away every single opposition. You know, you're looking at Clyde, all the nonsense in the papers leading up to that about, oh, can they spring another 06 shot? No chance was that going to happen. You look at Hearts reaching Hampden and the build up to that. All the Hearts greats coming out talking about their chances. Lost that as well. I think Celtic have this ability to just wipe away doubt in cup competitions so easily. I think it's really impressive because it's not like league games.
Especially when you compare it to the Lennon's first spell as manager in cup games.
We
usually just
it's a good point.
Fell apart.
He was another one. Everything that could go wrong went wrong, and we inevitably ended up blaming referees, didn't we? But that was probably just a camouflage for the team.
For us, nobody would be like.
But this current team it's brilliant. I mean, just to put it in context, you know, Scottish Cup final May the 9th this year, so it's a few weeks earlier. There seems to be a wee bit of a kind of growing feeling just for folk looking at it, thinking that, you know, that'll be over before the league. But it's still probably the way the league's going, and the fact we're so far ahead, probably will still be the last trophy we win this year. Touch wood. What happens is it's on May the 9th, the cup final, then the week later will be trophy day, hopefully.
It's probably quite a good incentive actually to wrap up the league as early as possible, then we can give players a rest and just focus on that cup final.
I don't know if they would, because that can backfire, resting players.
I don't mean rest them every single week, I just mean, like, you know,
it did happen to a rival team of ours before they got to a cup final 3 years ago. They got Rangers.
I'm sure we're better than that Rangers team.
Why is he bringing up Rangers getting to cup?
Just using as example,
Honestly,
they didn't win a game after they won that game against us in penalties, and then lost the cup final. That's
if we win the league early with a few games to spare, I think you would see some players getting some rest. I think the likes of Brown maybe get a rest, McGregor too. I'm not saying they all get a rest at once. He starts pulling 8-9 players out for 2 or 3
Actually, I thought the Scottish Cup final was earlier, because that would have been great if that was the case, and then you had like 2 weeks at the end of the season where you could literally rest everyone. But it's actually only a week before the end of the season. But just picture the scene: trophy day, celebrating 9 in a row with all 3 trophies.
That would be great.
Whets the appetite.
That wouldn't be too bad, would it? That wouldn't be too bad.
What a party trophy day would be if we're celebrating all 3 trophies.
3 of them, aye. Brilliant. Because that's always aye. I'll tell you something else. See, to be honest, even when that is trophy day, it's a bit odd because usually for us in the last few years, the season's still actually been going. Yeah. There's still that big day ahead. If we could do it this year, it'd be marvellous. It'd be some
get the beers out. You could have, you know, try to think who'd enjoy a drink in that Celtic. Big Julien would enjoy a big lager or something.
Try to think. Neil Lennon. I'm sure. Getting them all out for a booze up, I think.
Oh, what a party that would be, though. And the thing is, we're laughing and joking about, oh, wouldn't that be amazing? But we're actually, I think we'll win the treble again. And I think that'll be a reality. Trophy day, the Sunday, you know, the final Sunday of the season, we'll have won all 3 trophies. We'll be celebrating 9 in a row, a record-breaking achievement. It's going to happen,
It's a great point you make about you think Celtic will win it, because start of the season, obviously that looks highly doubtful with all the challenges that lie ahead, but now there's not that many. I mean, we've all said the league's pretty much next to over, so what have we got? A couple of cup games left. Would you really think Celtic won't win them? You know what I mean?
Can I leave you one last scenario in this video? Just apologies to the viewers just for making this sound so amazing. Win the treble this year, win it next year to seal 10 in a row. Five trebles in a row. 10 in a row.
When's the Europa League final this year?
End of May.
Oh, so that'll be after Trophy Day.
So we kind
of have him bringing that over as well.
It's the final Wednesday in May, but we'll win a treble this year, we'll win it next year, and that'll be 10 in a row.
There you go.
And on that note, we'll end for another episode. Thanks, David. Thanks, John. Thanks, Hamish. And we're back tomorrow. We're going to chat about Scottish Cup memories ahead of the game against St Johnstone on Sunday. We'll speak to you then.